How long gone? It is Chris Black back in the freezing cold Big Apple. I'm joined by my co-host and friend Jason Stewart.
It's me. What's up, guys?
I think we're both in a very vulnerable state after dealing with the Brooklyn Beckham news yesterday. I'm torn. Obviously, I side with the Beckham family.
I'm torn.
I was just looking at Brooklyn's famous photography book and some of his captions for the photos.
Okay.
And it reminded me how much of an idiot he is.
Okay, when you say you obviously side with the Beckham family, you're not including Brooklyn Beckham in this family?
Yeah, he's been.
You side with his parents? I side with his parents. Becks and Posh.
Even though everything that he's saying about them I believe to be true, I'm still able to side with them because of what he's come for both of he's kind of come for both of our hobbies. He was a chef at one point.
Yeah, he
was a photographer at one point. And he was successful at neither.
Well, don't forget he's a hot sauce baron. I think they sent me like a press release if I wanted to write about his new whatever truffle hot sauce or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where like you said, you believe everything he said about them, but you still side with them. Like both sides have to be monsters, but you gotta side with the parents on this one. But the problem is the reason why you're siding with the parents is because the parents have destroyed this child's mind and turned him into.
That's true.
I mean, they're lucky he's not going Rob Reiner mode on him.
I mean, honestly, he's her grinding on him at his own wedding is one of the greatest stories that's ever been told. I would say in celebrity culture since my. Since my life started.
Since your wedding? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. But I think that the most interesting part is that his wife, her family is more rich than the Beckhams.
I did not know that. I thought they were gypsies.
So he's not.
No shade to our gypsy listeners.
He's not really. What I'm saying is he's not sacrificing a lifestyle by standing up for himself.
Right.
His life ain't gonna change.
And she's not a gold digger because she has more gold.
So it's kind of
and copper on the move.
It's kind of the perfect situation for him in many ways. He gets to live his truth. He gets to shade his parents in in a very public forum, and he still has a full staff at multiple homes and flies private. So it's really a no-loss situation for Brooks.
Yeah, it's a win-win-win. Even though he's probably going to die in the next 48 months. He's got it all. He's
going to be fine. He's going to be fine. But it's been tough news.
I don't want him to die. But it's a bummer situation because. But I guess the one thing that I'm sort of into is we need to have a return to parents disapproving of who their child marries, especially if you have an empire and a lineage and you're trying to create a legacy for years to come. Posh and Beckham, I like the idea that they're saying you know what? Nah, I don't approve of this.
Yeah,
sorry.
I agree
because you're my future daughter-in-law is a hoe. Also,
Victoria pulling the dress that she had designed for her just days before the wedding.
That rumor was dispelled because she had been working with Valentino for a year on her dress.
I still
see. Who do we believe now, huh?
You're right. I mean, I think that this is going to go down in history because it's the Beckhams are obviously a difficult family, but the self-financed documentaries they both made about themselves have made them beloved and sort of, I think, larger in the American to an American audience because I don't think we know them as famous people and obviously David Beckham is a soccer player, etc. But I think those documentaries were so popular in America because there was stuff we didn't know.
And also he was thriving in the football game sort of before it was really taken off in America. That was a good amount of years ago.
Totally.
To when everyone in America still said soccer is gay.
Well, some of us are still kind of holding the line.
But most of us still say it. Even though it is the gayest sport, it's so awesome to watch when you really get into it.
I will say this. The best thing about soccer is the athleticism because you're running for an hour and a half and it's deeply impressive. And I do see some trick shots on my Instagram stories that are quite impressive.
Go get a little bike kick. Okay.
I love when somebody
There's nothing gay about the Premier League.
I love when somebody has a nice touch. As far as their foot to the ball. Just want to be clear.
I like it when teams are named the Nottingham Forest and they have a 80,000 person arena.
I do want a team to support because I want a scarf. So if anybody wants to weigh in on which team feels the most like me.
Don't do that. Don't. You'll never walk alone if you open those gates up, brother.
Leaving your personal, your kind of personal feelings aside. All right, so we're back from Mexico. Brooklyn Beckham divorced his parents.
Naomi Osaka dressed like a jellyfish.
We gotta stop, bro. This shit is crazy. like we gotta stop, bro. Everything.
She looks like the Young Thug album cover where he was wearing the dress.
Oh, yes,
sort of
classic.
looking Mortal Kombat-y. This is like the first year fashion school.
Yeah, this is.
I'm going to try to do that kind of thing, but you look like a Korean golfer. It's like what a Korean grandma wears to their daughter's wedding.
Dude,
that they don't approve of.
This is not Central St. Martin's graduating class. This is somewhere far, far below. But
This is please no. Please no, thank you.
Stop. Please take that off.
Please put those pleats away.
I don't know what. I just think that all athletes have been forced to care about this stuff, and I don't think it comes naturally to them, because the one thing that comes naturally to them is their career that they've dedicated every hour of their life to since they were a child. And
that's right.
I think that maybe some of this needs to. I think like some of these guys some people pull it off, some people really care.
Look, Kai Cenat, his clothing line, that is instantly iconic. I mean, I will give him.
Do you understand art or do you not? And I think that but this is beyond.
Just say you don't get fashion. You know what I mean?
It's like you just, I don't know, man. I can see some, like a table full of Nike executives having to sit with her and listen to her ideas and then sort of be like, well, what if we try, and like really trying to massage it, and then this is what we get, is the eventual reality.
You get a custom piece of clothing not made by the sponsor that gives you tens of millions of dollars, has no ability to sell it through to anyone whatsoever.
No, and it doesn't
it's Nike Couture.
It doesn't uplift the brand either. I would say that sometimes that idea could work. In this case, it does not. Yeah, that's a big one. Look, I want to talk about, just quickly for some of our listeners, this isn't going to be in your wheelhouse, Jason, but Kyle and Amanda from Summer House have filed for divorce.
Who's going to get the Summer House?
They don't own that house. Bravo pays for that, and it's 8 people. Kyle.
Okay, so Summer House is a show.
Summer House is a very popular show on the Bravo network. Kyle is sort of he owns a hard seltzer brand. And he's a DJ now as well. Amanda is low-key super hot and was always too good for him, but he was sort of the ringleader and like party animal. And I think that the bloom is off the rose. Alex told me she knew it was coming when she noticed in Amanda's 2016 photo post no pictures of Kyle, and they'd been together since. Yeah, bad. BAD.
That's so they had been together for 10 for
They'd
10
been together
years.
for quite a long time. They'd been together forever. Married for whatever 4 or 5 years.
Do you know why this happened?
Probably because he's insufferable. Is my guess. It's the kind of thing where she would go to bed at midnight and he would come home at like 6 a.m. and be like dancing to loud ass music and like trying to like cuddle. Which after a certain amount of time, and also she has stake in the business. There's no prenup. It's going to get nasty.
Okay. Well,
I'll stay tuned.
So when you said Amanda is low key bad, does that mean that like she doesn't know how hot she is, or are you just using just regular Gen Z slang? Is there nothing, or is there anything low or high key about
and
her
if
beauty?
Amanda is listening,
I'm assuming that she wears bathing suits on the show Summer House.
That's right.
So it's not like she's dressed like a jellyfish at the
I
Australian
believe
Open.
what
You're able to see.
I believe what young people say is body is tea. But the issue is, and this is an issue with historically with
Is
several
the body tea though, Chris?
with several male and female cast members of all
She got
reality shows.
cut a couple Raising Cane's sessions out every month, and I think we'll get that body down to the
She has a nose ring, and that's the major issue. So if that can
the
be,
nose
if
ring
that
is
can be
standing in the way of her and her future success.
Exactly. But I'm praying for both of them. I hope that the divorce doesn't get too nasty. I hope they don't have any dogs they have to split or whatever.
Ooh.
But luckily the Summer House is a rental and it's not in either of their names, so that will continue to be there.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. I know this, like you said, it's not something that's in my wheelhouse, but since you and Alex are so close to me, I mean, I'm just really kind of honored that you did share that with me.
No, of course.
And
it's
just
my
kind
pleasure.
of like so I can hold space for you guys.
Please hold space for me. And I also, before we talk to our guest, I right before we got on this call, I saw I saw that there was a heated rivalry themed party that sold out at Webster Hall. I'm not clear on details yet, but I think our guest might know about that actually. So
No, I mean it was interesting because we were talking on the last episode about the Wilco Festival that we just got back from yesterday, about how the evolution and the future of live events and concerts, and it like everyone is saying the system is broken and touring doesn't work anymore, and everyone's just complaining, but this this is the future of live events. What if we had a TV show themed party where simply the only requirement to come is just you're fans of a TV show on Netflix?
Lowest common denominator. Jesus Christ. Also yesterday we heard some reporting that Threads from our friends over at the Meta group has overtaken Twitter in some metric. I'm not clear exactly on which metric that was, but I believe it was user based.
Yeah.
And I think that means that Instagram inserting it on your feed has worked, because I and several people
I'm still never going to download the Threads app.
You don't have to. You can just
brother.
click. That's the whole thing, though. It's crazy that it worked just by.
Oh, really? I thought, because every time I would see those sneaky links, not that kind of sneaky link, but where they try to squeeze that Threads link in there, and
you
your
click on
mentions,
it,
here's a thing.
It takes you right to it. It's genius.
Okay.
It's
Threads
really,
usage overtakes X only on mobile, not on desktop.
Well,
because I guess
mean,
a lot more people use Twitter on mobile than Instagram. Twitter on desktop versus Instagram on desktop.
I would like Instagram to be more geared to desktop. I think that would be a smart thing to lean into.
Because of my bricked phone, I'd be using Instagram on desktop all the time.
But it's not.
It's nice to when you have to reply to all the messages. When you got to sit down, it's nice to do it on the machine. Just pull it up.
I much prefer to respond to death threats from the machine versus the kind of the app.
Now I've been using Claude Code to reply to all of your DMs for the last 2 weeks, probably. Let me know if you noticed any difference.
If you notice any difference, please chime in.
Yeah, you finally replied to me for the first time.
I knew something was up when I got a reply at all.
When I sent you a meme that you saw 3 weeks ago, you finally replied saying nice.
No, that's the number one message style that exists, is the meme that I saw 3 weeks ago. Thank you for sharing. All right. We have a guest today. Larry Fitzmaurice is a writer. He's been covering music and culture for years and years. He's got a great Substack that I pay, newsletter. It's not on Substack. God bless him. That I pay for, because he's got such great taste in music.
So you're the one.
Yeah, I'm the single guy that's keeping Larry afloat over there. Is keeping the fridge full. All right, we will. Let's give Larry a jingle and get into it. All right, what up, big bro?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's your guys' day going? Where am I talking to you guys from?
Don't try to interview us, bro. Come on. First question. Where do you join me from today, fellas?
I mean, old habits die hard, you know?
No. Okay. No, Chris and I, we can inside the podcaster studio. Chris and I were in Mexico for the Wilco Music Festival, Sky Blue Sky Fest, another successful year down there in
sick.
Cancun. But we just got back yesterday. He's in New York at home. I'm in LA at home.
Which part of Brooklyn are you?
Got in last night. Had a couple slices of cold prime pizza. Wake up at 6 a.m. and here we go. And what part of Brooklyn are you in, Larry?
I'm in Bushwick.
Oh, I like that. You know what? I think Bushwick is cooler now because Ridgewood exists. Would you agree with me on that?
It's funny because I mean? I think
in comparison,
I think that's kind of true. I feel like there's I moved here during the pandemic. I lived in East Williamsburg for not 11 years.
Hold on. I thought East Williamsburg and Bushwick were the same thing. I'm not kidding. I really thought. I thought.
Yeah, that's like saying I don't want a tuna sandwich. I want a tuna fish sandwich.
I have to be specific about which area of Williamsburg I lived in. I lived right on the corner of Graham and Union, which maybe that's not east. I don't know.
Okay, so you're saying that could be traditional Williamsburg, but you were saying you're putting a flag down and saying that's east.
I'm saying for all intents and purposes.
Okay,
it's east.
okay, we trust you on that.
All my city planners know what's up. Listening, hello, let's go. All my district makers.
Oh God,
see you in the chat.
I lived there for 11 years with my wife, and we lived in this really, really rough. One bedroom pre-war place for like $1,300 a month. Had like, black mold, bad fixtures, the whole deal. And
Real 1-2 punch there. What's worse, the black mold or the fixtures?
Hated it. I hate the fixtures. Hate the mold. Tear it down.
we didn't discover the mold until we were moving out, which we were like, how much of an effect does this have on our brains at this point? Definitely felt a lot better, maybe mentally.
As you're pouring orange juice over your coffee in the morning or something like that.
This new place rocks. The light.
Me wonder if mold bad.
No, it's the only thing I have in common with J.K. Rowling.
Wait, with the mold made you hate trans too? Is that what you're trying to say, Larry?
Not that far.
I didn't know you had that much money. That's cool, man. That's really it's brave of you to be a newsletter writer with that much money.
I try not to hide my privilege. But yeah, no, we moved to Bushwick.
Dude, that's actually refreshing as hell.
We moved to Bushwick when the rents kind of plummeted in 2021, and then of course everything skyrocketed again. But when I moved here, I felt like a lot of people I knew were actually leaving here, and being like, I'm a grown up. I'm moving to like Fort Greene now, or like I guess everyone lives in Flatbush now, and like. I don't know. I like this area,
bro. Look, Flatbush is a neighborhood that I only know from like MOP songs. I don't think we should live there. And I mean whites. Like I don't think that's for us, bro. We can't do if Nas has talked about it more than once. That ain't for us.
There was
it's giving gentrificado. Yeah. I love that you said, and when I say we, I mean white people.
Yeah, I just want to be clear.
I really thought you were gonna go a different way. They're like, unless you are a music writer who's struggling, you are not welcome here, motherfucker. But I will say it was smart of you. Speaking of your privileged mindset, to buy the dip and move to Bushwick when it was low. That's a Sigma mindset. Very smart.
It was worth it. Like I like this area a lot.
I hope you got a return on your profit, bro.
I feel like honestly I didn't, because they one of the things that happened was as soon as we moved here, after the kind of the post-pandemic rent honeymoon phase ended, they were like, okay, now your rent's like twice as much, like almost immediately. So I was like, okay, but it is what it is.
Rent honeymoon sounds like something you had to write about over at the Fader in 2012.
Is this something that Zoran can fix?
I would never ask Zoran to fix my problems. I feel like that's too presumptuous. Honestly.
Good point. That's nice of you. You really recognize.
So,
your
do you
place
think it's
in the
fair
world.
that he lives in a rent-controlled apartment, but you don't? Because you're white? Is that what you're saying?
I'm actually the building I live in, and this is one of the great. This is one of the great scams of living in New York. The building I live in is I think 4 out of the 6 units are actually rent stabilized. And they managed to unstabilize my unit when we moved in by just throwing in a dishwasher.
Good news, Larry. Don't worry. We were able to unstabilize your rent, and we got it back up to $7,800 for your studio.
So do they put? All right. So the dishwasher they put in to fuck your whole world up. Is it at least nice? I mean, is it a good dishwasher?
No, it's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not even a great.
So it's not a Bosch 3800 series.
The dishwasher we have is so bad that they actually sent a guy to fix our dishwasher. And
how bad is it?
And he was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And I was like, all right. And he was like, you should just use half as much detergent. And I was like, is that really the only fix? And that turned out to work. It actually did. But at this point, I'm just assuming that there's gonna be smoke rising from it at some point. They're just gonna have to replace the whole thing. The rest of my building doesn't have dishwashers, so they were all like.
So you're brave enough to say that you could wash dishes by hand if your rent was halved. Is what you're saying? You're brave.
And it sounds like your problem before is you were kind of like Home Alone style. You're putting all the detergent in the dishwasher, and then it was sudsing everywhere. And then the repair person was like, repair person, not guy, was like, I think you're putting too much soap in. That's why it's sudsing everywhere.
Yeah, classic millennial thing where I'm just like, I don't know how this works, so I'm just doing it as wrong as possible.
I'm glad you learned your lesson the hard way. I'm glad you learned this. Well, I didn't know. I always wondered how they destabilized a rent without. I thought they just had to kick someone out or kill them.
No,
I didn't know it could just be.
They put it if they put a dishwasher in, or they give it some sort of amenity that elevates it above let's just say I took them to court. I would never do that because that would be a huge pain in the ass at this point. But if I did, they would be like, oh, like, we put this dishwasher in, we put a new coat of paint,
Mm-hmm.
we gave you like, we left an air conditioner that was old in there for something, like, we gave you value here. This is above the rent stabilized.
They did the least amount of work it's very similar to when you call an Uber Black and it's like the little Lexus like micro SUV thingy, or like a Lincoln cheapest car I can get and still drive Uber.
We're
Uber
on record.
X
We're
Uber
on
Black.
just Larry. Just FYI, we're on record as Suburban and Escalade are the only two cars that should be allowed as Uber Blacks.
I think that's extremely legit. I think that's a really very reasonable position to take. Yeah,
Thought you would agree with that, Larry. Do you, as a Brooklyn resident, do you participate in car moving and parking culture, or do you guys not own a vehicle?
It runs my life, bro. It's
I had a feeling you'd have thoughts on that.
Yeah, honestly, it's crazy because a lot of the one thing that helped me, because we got a car during the pandemic, because we were like, we need to be able to like leave the next time there's another pandemic, honestly. And the one thing that helped me kind of get in a rhythm with alternate side parking is I work on my newsletter while I'm doing alternate side parking.
Classic.
So it's like,
so you've got the Lenovo laptop cracked in the front seat of the Subaru. And you're just cranking.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I mean,
cars are right off now.
I've literally
that's your office.
I've literally done interviews driving around looking for parking.
Okay, Carmonica, get in.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about the new Chapel Road.
I was there first. I literally had to say the subjects like I got to park, like just so you know, like I'm off camera because like
if you're ever wondering if you should move to New York, this is it, guys. You can do therapy in your '89 Volvo, interview
Larry's
people.
talking to an emerging IDM artist while he parallel parks. Most of you guys couldn't do that.
You losers have to do it in your house.
Jason, I know you're joking. I've done therapy in my car.
Yeah, no, that's a real one. That's one we've heard about a lot.
We know a lot of people. I mean, even Nomi Fry. Big people in the space are doing therapy in their car.
I mean, I saw Ezra Marcus, who I know is a friend of the pod.
Friend of the show.
As Ezra was saying online a few years ago, he was like, I don't move my car at all. I just let the tickets collect. And I was honestly like, that's a level of aura that like I didn't even expect him to exude at that point. Like it's very Ezra, if you know Ezra well at all. But like also I was like, yeah, goddamn, like I can't even get myself up to that point. Like that was impressive.
Oh, he only writes 4 stories a year, so that's even.
Look, I mean he's aura farmed a lot of phone calls from collection agencies, so don't envy his position too much.
The government is looking for him, so it's not.
It's all fun and games until they put that boot on your car, man. Like then you're screwed.
Exactly.
So have you been booted before?
Boot
or are you a freak?
No,
about it? You're on top of it.
I keep on top of it. Occasionally, I'll be like, I've had the occasional moment where like I've walked up to like, let's say like my area is like 9 to 10:30 alternate side parking. So like I'll walk up to the car like 10:26 and I'll see a cop walking next to my car. I'm like, don't you dare! Like that's my car. I'll sound the alarm or something. I'll be like, I'm here, because they don't do shit if you're there. Like you can sit in the car and they will come and they'll see you in your spot. I've had this happen multiple times. I'll be sitting in the car, like waiting it out, and I know that the street sweepers have already come through, and the cop will like look at me and then just like walk right past me and ticket a car right in front of me that has nobody in it. Like that's the hack. You just have to be in the car. As long as you signal that you're willing to move, they don't give a shit.
Now my follow-up question is, for all of these headaches, how often are you using the car? Because you don't. You're
it's
not
only
going to
for the zombie apocalypse.
You're not going to C-Town for a grocery haul every Saturday.
I've got a 515 at Penny. Let's get in the Volvo.
Yeah, like what do you? All right, yeah, what kind of car is it? First of all, it sounds like if you need a mechanic, that's not a great sign.
Yeah, no, I mean, so it's a 2019 Ford Fiesta. I got it with like maybe like 20,000 miles on it.
This is the
Low
perfect.
miles.
This is honestly
Low
the
miles.
best possible answer you could have given to what kind of car is it. Perfect answer. Perfect answer.
It's a good car. It's small. It's like it's easy to park. I can fit it into a variety of spaces.
Yeah. It doesn't not turn heads down Bedford, right?
It turns heads in some ways.
It turns some heads. It's not the flashiest car, but it does the trick. Got the CarPlay.
Mileage
it's got
is off
CD
the chart.
player.
Vital.
Yeah, Yeah, it's good. But the problem is actually, and I end up talking about this with a lot of people on the newsletter because it's just like something I bring up all the time. But like, there's a real bad rat problem in my area specifically. So over the last couple of years, the rats have like basically lived in the engine of our car. And I think it was like a year and a half ago.
New York sounds so awesome, man.
Oh, it's sweet.
I don't know why people are leaving.
Nothing like it. Best city in the world.
It's time for Larry. It's time for you guys to move to Vermont. Give it up, bro. Who cares?
Sorry. I know. I don't mean to badmouth. I'm not trying to go Gavin Newsom mode here. Okay, so
Too late.
So you got rats living in your house. You got rats living in the engine block.
They're not in my house, but they're actually we did actually.
Well, they're in the walls, Larry. They're in the walls.
They are in the walls. We had a problem in our building. We actually had a problem in our building where a bunch of rats.
I'm not saying they sit in your breakfast nook and have toast with you in the morning, but they're around.
They're in our building. They're definitely in the walls. We've had that issue.
How many rats do you kill a year?
I don't do a goddamn thing about it. I'm not touching those. I have a 65-year-old neighbor who fashioned a rat killing instrument. And will occasionally message me and be like,
him
it's
on
time
the watch
to go.
list.
Like, it's time to go kill some rats in the backyard.
It's time to go check out the trash. You with me or you against me, brother?
Kill some rats.
It's like I am not doing this, bro. I'm not doing this at all.
Can you describe this device, this weapon?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, it's like a broomstick with like some sort of like a sharp pointy like instrument attached to it, like maybe like a.
All right, so you're saying
a jailhouse spear is what he's made.
Yeah, you're saying Gramps created an old school style spear using a broom and maybe a used knife.
He's hoping for something a little more
or less. Yeah, no, it's very rudimentary. This guy's kind of a legend, honestly. He pushed, the video for Mariah Carey's "Always Be My Baby" where she's on the tire swing.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, he pushed the tire swing.
Wow.
He's been eating off that fun fact for a few decades
What
now,
a fall
hasn't he?
from grace. He went from possibly touching Mariah Carey's butt to killing rats with a broomstick.
He's done other things. He actually worked on the lighting for the Wembley scene in Marty Supreme too.
So he's keeping it current. He's still
his IMDb is bananas, bro.
He's still got it going on. Okay,
and he's killing rats in our backyard. But no.
What are we doing talking to you, by the way, Larry? What are we doing talking to you?
You got to get my neighbor
Go knock
out
on his
here.
door if you could. You can kind of wrap this up.
He's around, yeah. No, actually the worst thing that happened with the rats was they ate the timing belt in my engine, and
that's bad.
The
timing.
belt got stuck into the engine. Destroyed the engine.
I'm dead serious, bro. Boston's right here. Like it's close. It's super close.
I would never go to.
Look,
Boston.
in their defense, you shouldn't have smeared peanut butter all over that timing belt. That you fucked up there, and you will take the L on that one.
I told you not to leave the jam in the engine like that. Now they like strawberry.
Damn, I'm sorry.
This was also like this should happen like 2 days after my car got towed because there was a huge like Dominican music festival on my block that they didn't put up signage for.
Damn. When you say they, do you mean Dominican people?
I mean, like the cops. Like the cops put up signs for this stuff. They're supposed to at least.
Papi,
Bro, you're literally right now. People are listening to this, being like, you know what? Maybe New York isn't for me. Maybe I'll check out Tampa.
Hey, by all means, whatever keeps them out. Like honestly,
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I love the idea that like some like plantains and roasted pork somehow got on the timing belt, and the rats, the rats got in there.
This sounds like a full-time job for you. I don't know how you get any work done.
He likes it.
It's one of the rhythms of my daily life. Like it.
Kind of how picking up dog shit is one of the rhythms of my daily life.
Where are you, Larry? Larry, where are you from?
I'm from. I grew up in New Jersey. Actually,
so
New Jersey.
You could also go there. Is what I'm saying. I mean, that's close too.
Yeah, good. I don't know. I honestly feel like if you leave New Jersey like for a specific period of time, which like I left. I went to school at NYU.
Returning to Jersey would be a failure.
Well, returning to Jersey would be a decision. It's like you go and then you don't leave.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's like you leave and you leave for good. Like I still have family in Jersey.
Just like Orange County, nice place to grow up, nice place to retire, everything in between.
Yeah, and
Not so
I got
much.
friends who live in Jersey, and I got family in Jersey. I go visit all the time. You know,
Go see Ish, go see Ice.
it's not it's not
Big Freeze.
It's not for me. I'd rather be.
You
here
load
with-
up you load up the Fiesta with some some Russian daughters and take it out to the suburbs. Show them what the big city's like. That's nice of you. That's nice of you.
Get a Devil's game in. That's nice.
That's real.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed because you have a great attitude, and I think you get a kick out of this in a way that I wish I could. Because when the sort of the nuances of New York life and everything being twice as hard as it should be all the time, does grate on me occasionally. But I need to take a note from your playbook because I feel like you find the humor in it more so than the misery.
So is that from SSRIs, edibles? How are you managing this?
Yeah. What's your Johnny Walker intake?
Yeah, give me your stack.
There's like a moment in every week, like living here, where you're like, I should just kill myself. Like I think that's extremely real. Where like you're just like, I'm dealing with stuff in the city that like is driving me nuts. But then you're like, okay, the moment passed, I can get through this. Like I assume people in the suburbs have this too, or maybe they don't.
Well,
and
people
like,
kill
that's-
themselves in the suburbs, maybe more so than the big city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Occasionally they kill themselves in the I'll say this. I think that the mentality, I think that being here is really hard and you're reminded of that.
Sure.
I think if you're smart, you reap the rewards of going to the world's best stuff, all the time.
Exactly. Yeah,
But
yeah.
but I know people that maybe don't do that, and then I'm like, what are you doing? Unless you were born here, there's absolutely no reason to live here and deal with this bullshit.
Don't go to the arcade if you don't want to play video games, right, Chris?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if
No, it's real.
I'm literally thinking about, I just feel like I take advantage of it as much as I can. I'm sure you do as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, like every time I'm like, this is, I don't know, like if I'm dealing with something like, the rats destroying my engine or something, I'm like, this sucks and I'm bummed out and I hate living here and I want to die. And then I'll be like, I can go see a movie in like an hour. Or like, go to a museum or something. Like it's fine. Like,
Bro, I can go to the MoMA till 8:30 on Friday nights. Are you fucking crazy? This shit, it rocks. I don't give a fuck
You
about
can get a Zin on every corner.
Yeah, but so how are you dealing with this? How do you get your yayas out?
Tweeter.
just like, I don't know, chilling, like seeing movies, like day-to-day routines, like trying to keep it stable.
It'd be cool if there was another city in America where you could chill and see movies. So I think right now it's only in Manhattan at the moment.
It's only New York you can do that and nowhere else.
Other cities are apparently working on it, but they're still some years out from what I understand.
Yeah,
so
no,
it's
they've
going to be a
got
while
some
for
work
you.
to do. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, I leave occasionally. I leave New York occasionally.
So you're not smoking hella weed just to stay like on top of it.
I would say that like cannabis like functions as a good way to keep your head straight. I would say that. I
like that you're talking to us like we're your doctor.
Yeah, you sound like
How much do you say you smoke every once a month? Cannabis is like really important for like my headspace right now. Calling it cannabis.
Trying to keep things professional. Trying to keep it straight
Sure.
up.
Yeah, your boss could be listening right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your boss at ghost.io could be listening right now.
Okay, well let's talk a little bit about something that is not just NYC parking.
Yeah, let's do it.
There's some stuff going on in the world of music and writing and music writing. There's the Pitchfork announces
This is big.
you can pay $5 a month and you too can give Dr. Dog 7.9 or whatever it may be.
That'd be the highest score Dr. Dog ever got on Pitchfork, man. That's great. That'd be crazy. I actually saw that this morning before we were doing this, and I was like, oh, I'm sure we'll be talking about this.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess my thoughts are it's smart overall from a business perspective because I think the audience exists to pay for it, and that's good overall.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think that the kind of person who will pay $60 a year to comment is a person that I don't personally need to associate with.
It has a little Rodney Dangerfield, I don't want to be a member of a club that would have me kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, do you think the audience exists for paying for the access to music review?
Honestly,
Like,
I think enough does to if they feel like they get to like add their score to it,
Right.
then yes. I mean, I think that like Stereo Gum did it, but that's more like Stereo Gum has always felt to me more of like a quote unquote community, for better or
Absolutely.
worse.
Yeah.
Like that feels a little
Yeah.
more bootstrap. Obviously, Pitchfork has always been like the big bad guy, even though
Sure.
I think Pitchfork is cool and funny.
I'm gonna hold out until the advertisement tier is unlocked, so I can give Dr. Dog the 7.8, but I have to watch a Sky Rizzy commercial for 90 seconds, and then I'll be able to say the new.
But I think it is
the new JPEG Mafia is trash.
Yeah, luckily we have this podcast, so I can say all this stuff whenever I want. And it's a little easier. But I do think the audience exists. I think that it's an interesting. I think it's an interesting test on paywalls because of what the offering is. Usually the offering is you get to look at stuff.
Right.
And then you get to like have like a community Discord convo every third month or something like that. But I think it makes sense because in a world where nobody wants to pay for anything and we use our friends at Rocket Money to zap those unwanted subscriptions, but to have the possibility of dating or mating is one of the only reasons or ways that people are willing to pay money. If I go on Pitchfork, I'm trying to pull me an emo baddie or a goth hot guy or whatever it may be.
Sure.
I'm going to use my amazing musical taste. And if you see somebody that looks amazing and like the hottest person of all time to you, you look at their musical taste and they have the same exact thoughts on, that's worth $5 a month.
That's a good point.
I think like people my age pay for subscriptions like to like content and stuff like that. And people my age very coincidentally kind of like don't really care that much about new music anymore in terms of like what like the level of discovery that like a place like Pitchfork and like kind of like purport to offer. So it's like you have like this could be potentially geared towards like younger people who already have like RYM and like Twitter and Discord. So it's like, and like I don't know, like from my experience, younger people are not usually the ones giving money online. They're usually the ones asking for money. So like I don't know if they're gonna have the $5 to spare to like look at a score every month, especially since like look, let's be real, like there could be like I don't know how this is gonna work. I honestly thought the announcement was kind of like maddeningly vague. Like I read it like several times and was like, I still don't get what the value offered is here, which is not a good sign.
Larry's like, look, I'm a pretty smart guy and I'm not understanding exactly what the value is here.
And I know that everyone who works there listens to this podcast, so I don't want to be mean, but now that you're able to do your own Pitchfork score on a 0 to 10.0 basis, they outlined what the criteria is, and surprising to no one, 10 is really good and 0 is really bad.
Yeah, it's also kind of like those like things where it's like you go sit on the friend's couch in like a warehouse in Midtown, or like you visit the Seinfeld set. Only it's for like Pitchfork scores, and like I don't think like Pitchfork scores carry the same like like cultural like monocultural awareness as the Seinfeld set.
Definitely not. Nothing does. No, nothing does. I will agree with you on that. I just really believe that I think we're underestimating how now more than ever people think that they are an expert and their voice needs to be heard.
Yeah.
That's what this is playing on more than anything else.
Yeah,
and
I don't disagree with that. Yeah.
But because if Letterboxd started charging for all these dorks to write reviews that they're not paid for, they would pay it.
Yeah, because they use it to get pussy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If Letterboxd was like, hey, bro, $20 a month and you can write and message people, they would pay $50. They'd pay $100.
Sure,
wow, it's so crazy. You like funny games too.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that really is I think everybody thinks that their opinion is important, and this puts sort of like a value on it in a way that maybe social media doesn't, because there is, I don't know. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree.
Do you guys use Letterboxd?
Fuck no.
No.
I don't watch movies. I don't watch movies, so I don't care.
Oh, wow.
About it.
Okay.
But I think I think that Letterboxd is really valuable too. It's genius. Like it's making people and their opinions and their taste feel important. That's something that will always work.
And it's only better for the failing film industry, I think, to create that
definitely.
community.
It's an upside. Yeah, it's
not joking.
I don't think there's any downside to Letterboxd except if I had to read it.
No,
you know what I mean? Like if somebody forced me to read it.
Well, that's the thing. I do feel like, and I was explaining this to somebody who doesn't use Letterboxd, like because like for me, like Letterboxd is like a tracking system. Like I would forget stuff I watched if I didn't log it.
Oh, so you're saying you're when you're really getting it in like you.
So the amount of cannabis that you're intaking, you need Letterboxd, or otherwise you'd be like, I don't even babe, did I see Rush Hour 3? I don't fucking remember, dude.
Yeah, how else am I gonna remember?
No, that's true.
That honestly, but I think that's the level of like film nerd it appeals to, as well as now like a younger person who's like Charlie XCX uses this, I should use it. You know, I think it does span that range.
And I think like the Charlie Letterboxd thing is like part of this. Like I think you see things other people watch and you're like, oh, I haven't seen it. Like I should watch that.
No, that's
Whenever the reviews like escape containment, like I don't know, like it's like I think Letterboxd is a really good social media platform because like you actually don't have to see anybody's reviews if you don't want to. Like there's nothing pushing you. There's like, you know, the homepage like of the app is like, oh, here's what your friends recently logged. But like there's no like, you know, for you tab where like
there's not a feed, there's not a wall.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So like when stuff escapes containment and goes viral on Twitter or whatever, like you're just like, oh, like, you know, like this is like somebody like really dug deep and found the absolute worst thing on this site. And is now exposing it to everybody else, which is kind of like the story of the internet.
The cream can organically rise to the top the way it used to versus the algorithm bumping it up.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's actually quite cool. Well, I guess, but think about like Goodreads, for example, which has been sort of co-opted by like net galleys being sent to fucking Reese Witherspoon book club members all over the world. So there's like, it's just no one feels qualified in any way, but it's so valuable to the industry and it really sells books. So I wonder if Letterboxd could be bastardized in some way eventually, where it'll be sort of like a tool.
We'll find a way.
They'll find a way
for the industry to like to gamify it and promote something, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess on the opposite spectrum, Twitter now will pay you $1 million for the quote unquote best article or whatever. They're literally giving you $1 million.
Are you submitting? Did you submit?
No, I didn't submit.
I always talk about the destruction of the middle class and the middle of everything. And now we either have I'm on food stamps as a writer, or I got paid $1 million today to write an article about how to, you know, optimize your morning routine or whatever. And then anything in between is just non-existent anymore.
Well, it's kind of like the beastification of everything. Like it's very Mr. Beast to be like, I'll offer you $1 million for an article on Twitter. Like, you know, like when I see stuff like that, you know, as like, you know, like a fully functioning adult, I'm like, you know, like this is a scam. Like this is like, I don't know, this is like a ripoff. Like, you know, like
it's a Willy Wonka's golden ticket.
Willy Wonka, yeah, and all those kids died in that movie. Like, you know, like Willy Wonka killed a bunch of kids. Like, you know, that didn't end well for anybody except one guy.
You want everybody to die. Yeah. That's what you want, Elon Musk.
I mean, I just don't want any part of it. Like honestly, if like I try and think of myself like if Willy Wonka had offered me a tour of that weird ass factory, I probably would have said no. Because I would have been like, "This is what the fuck is this? Like, I'm not gonna do this."
And this is a similar. So you're saying if they offer you $1 million to submit and be the best article ever, you're like something's
up
too
here.
fishy.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's no such thing as a good deal these days.
You might be underestimating your ability to resist delicious sweets, Larry.
Yeah, I don't have that strength. Actually, last night,
as a 7-year-old Larry is going to say no to a waterfall made out of delicious milk chocolate.
Yeah,
I don't think so, buddy.
I don't believe that. I maybe adult Larry would, but child Larry. Last night, quickly, not to digress, but I did finally try the Dubai chocolate.
Oh wow, okay.
Dubai chocolate.
In what form?
It was a small square. It was a small. Okay. It was single. It was a package of maybe 8 small squares that were also packaged.
What's her at?
And it is unfortunately very delicious, and I could taste sort of the blood money top notes, but it was worth it.
You could taste the SEO washing of it all.
I was saying this to another friend who lives around here. Like, I feel like overnight, like the amount of like Dubai chocolate dupes in Bushwick and Bed-Stuy bodegas, it's like kind of like the K2 epidemic. There's a very like gas station weed feel to it, where it's like I don't trust this stuff. Like I don't know what
the Zaza R Us-ification of Dubai chocolate.
Yeah.
It feels like a kratom shooter for someone who's sober.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're like this pistachio was farm raised. I could tell. This is bullshit. Are you using a synthetic pistachio powder in this Temu food?
I know where this is coming from. So when are you writing this newsletter full time?
Yeah, I mean, as much as one can do.
So what do you think about the sort of the vibe now that everyone believes they're owed a career that is creative? Sort of like the I should be paid for this because I want to do it. And it's not maybe merit based the way it once was.
I guess my question to you would be: do you think that that's a sensation that like currently emerged, or is that kind of like a millennial hangover thing?
Great question. It could
I think
be
it's
both,
millennial hangover.
but I also think I am acutely aware and exposed to it because I'm too online, and those are
Sure.
that's my world that I live in.
And also, we're all of the last generation where there were creative jobs that you could get, even if you were a fucking idiot. You can intern at a
exactly
fake agency and work your way up into an actual, salaried career position, and that doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, especially if you're a fucking idiot. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because I feel like there's like this, like, the 2010s trajectory was very much like there's a lot of money, but no one's actually making money. And then like, everybody wants to like touch the money. And then like, as soon as people start touching the money disappears. And then, pandemic happens. And then everyone's like, okay, like the new thing now that like everything is like breaking is like doing things ourselves. And like, hopefully I had somebody say to me, a music industry guy who like had a lot of like fake savvy to him. Like this guy said to me in like 2021, he was like, just be prepared because in like a few years, VC companies will start like offering money for newsletters the same way, that happened with like Gorilla vs. Bear in the 2000s. And I was like, yeah, I really don't think that's going to happen this time. But like people did think that was going to happen. And I think we're approaching the point of the decade where everyone's like, all right, I've like put in my work with like doing something for myself. Like, where's the cash? Like, like I think that's definitely a sensation that's like kind of occurring. And it's kind of that like millennial echo thing where it's like, this happened once before. Why can't it happen again? But like,
that's real.
I think like the existing structures in media, like we'll probably have to like disintegrate like a little more.
We brought it up because Jason and I are putting a small fund together to purchase Brooklyn Vegan. So if you want to get in, now. We've been talking to some guys in the Valley about it.
They're one of the last good. They're like one of the last good sites to visit at this point.
Yeah, well, it's going to be Brooklyn Keto in 18 months if we get all of our seed rounds sorted out.
BrooklynProtein.com has already been purchased, and we're kind of working on the rebrand.
This protein is not legume based either, honey. Okay.
Well, it's all about fiber now, so it's got to be Brooklyn Fiber now.
See, Larry, that's why we're talking to you. This is why
Larry, you've been fiber maxing over there without letting us know what's going on.
I am not fiber maxing. I'm just seeing shit that people say online, and I'm just like, all right, like I guess that's the next thing now.
How many grams of chia seeds do you eat every day, Larry? It's very important. Very important question.
I had some chia seeds yesterday because I got this cookie granola from the bodega that had like some chia seeds in it.
I don't think that
granola
that cancels out the chia seeds.
Are you just saying that because granola is just squished up cookies, or is this a different?
This is actually like honestly like I bought it because like I was like, what the fuck is this? Because it like literally says cookie granola on the bag, and I'm like, this seems like kind of like repetitive, like because like granola is like a step away from cookies.
Right. Okay. So you had to buy it simply to get to the bottom of this, and you would have done the same thing if it said, this is a broccoli vegetable soup. You'd be like, what? Broccoli's already a vegetable. I better buy it.
What is this? Yeah, same exactly. Vibe? Yeah, no, same deal.
Babe, can you put a stove on the pan? I'm coming home with something I got to try, so you can just heat it up.
It's for science, babe.
I got to figure this out right
I have to eat the cookie granola for science.
I got to get this right fucking now. That's all right. Well, I'm glad to know that I think that the millennial hangover of all is something maybe I hadn't fully considered, or at least not. It hadn't been articulated to me that way, and I think that's a good point.
And also that was sort of the last time when the unions were really unioning,
sure, yeah.
And now everyone is upset that quote unquote podcasts on Netflix are just talk shows without a union now.
Yeah.
So now it's just another like.
Yeah, I need somebody to advocate for Pete Davidson and Michael Irvin ASAP because those guys.
Well, it's not Pete Davidson. He doesn't have but it's it's the third lighting tech on the show or whatever.
No, I know.
That person is going to get paid $175 for a 12-hour day, with no healthcare, no dental, no whatever.
I mean, look,
take it or leave it. But
honestly, when we're talking about scams, it's like I think like taking part in the Pete Davidson project at this point. Like you guys saw what happened with Bupkis, that show that he had. He was booked.
Actually, nobody saw what happened with that.
He was booked for a second season. People were watching that shit somehow. He was booked for a second season, and he walked off. And there was like a bunch of articles.
He's sober now. He's going to be a father. He got his tats removed. It's different this time.
He's a different guy. Yeah.
He's not out chasing tail all hours of the day. He's focused.
He's locked in.
He's focused.
Yeah. No, that's true.
He got Benny Blanco's sloppy seconds too.
He got a lot of people.
My God.
She only dates celebrities. My favorite. I love that. But I saw this week on Twitter actually that there's someone from the Deezus and Miro after it got announced that Miro got the Hot 97 job. Congratulations to him. Perfect choice.
Yeah.
Someone that worked on the show was like these guys are so basically like fuck these guys, they fucked me, and it's like, dude, that like you work for I don't understand like that they had personal issues, they didn't want to continue doing the show.
They said that they were hoping the show was going to go for 20 years, but it didn't.
Yeah, it's like it's not their responsibility to like the lack of personal responsibility is what blows my mind in these situations. Like
I think there's like I think that's again like a really millennial thing where it's like there's this sense of like I think because there's like so few pathways towards like fixing anything that anybody can actually like take part in. It's just like, okay, so like where do I direct this anger? Like I'm sympathetic to it. Like I'm mostly just surprised that like, and I say this with like full respect for both Deezus and Mero, but I'm like mostly just surprised that they have so many shooters still in 2026. like that's kind of wild to me. Like this is a property that's been dead for years. Like
I think that show, I think that especially like the Vice version when it was
urban come town.
When it was really, really kicking, I just think there hasn't been and probably won't be anything like that on television again.
Well, I worked at Vice when that show was on the air, and it was actually crazy because like they would walk. We had an open plan office, of course, and they would walk into the office and like
Larry, you don't think we haven't been to that office? Come on now.
For our listeners at home, he's painting a picture for our listeners at home.
I forgot who I was talking to.
We got fans in Antarctica, Chris. They don't always know about the open structure format of the Williamsburg office. Sorry, Larry, go ahead.
They'd walk in. The two of them would walk into that office, just do a business meeting or something, and like it was like I honestly was like a little embarrassed like for my coworkers because they would be like going nuts. They would go feral for like being in these guys' presence. It was almost like
really,
yeah, it was almost like this race. Like you would see guys like get up from their chairs and be like a race, like so you can pretend to be friends with these two guys first. Like there was a real cult of personality where I was just kind of like
the glazing was through the charts, off the charts.
It was
glazing.
It was honestly the glazing was out of control. And I really wish we had that lingua franca for back then because I could have correctly called it as such. But it was shocking. I was like, y'all are grown ass adults flipping out over two guys you work with. Like, let's take a beat,
Yeah, everybody calm down. I mean, I just think that once it got to Showtime and they had writers, it sort of changed because it didn't feel as much like them,
Sure.
This is why you should never unionize. Okay, let's move on, Larry. One of Chris's favorite musical artists, Harry Styles, announced a new record, and you said that the new Harry Styles record is quote unquote pandemic coded by nature, and I would like us to expand on this, please.
Yeah, I mean, that cover is like very much like I took this in my backyard while social distancing.
Okay, I wasn't with you, but now I kind of see your point.
Yeah,
Petra Collins came over in a hazmat suit and shot this in my Eagle Rock backyard.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I'm with it.
The title has that kind of like Future Nostalgia Junior approach where it's like, we're in the club, but we're not. We're together, but we're apart. Like, it's like, I don't know, like it's really funny because like I feel like as somebody who really likes dance music, I would like if Harry Styles wanted to make like an actual dance music record, like with like full force behind it, like something
Larry,
like the Zara Larsson record
we do not want that,
year.
Larry. We do not want that.
You don't want it, but do you want this instead?
I don't know yet. I'm hopeful.
We'll have to see what
I'm
it
hopeful.
is. Yeah,
Larry, guitars are back, bro. All this little bleep bleep bloop bloop. hip hop. It's done, bro. We're coming back to the charts, baby.
Think he's in the booth with MJ Lenderman?
I'm plugging in my fucking SG, and I'm fucking dropping the tuning, and we're getting to the top of the charts.
are you predicting this realistically, or is this simply wishful thinking from a boomer?
Wishful thinking from a boomer, for sure.
Got it, okay.
I think that,
did you make a new friend, or was it just?
I think that Larry's probably right, but I don't think he would go. I think it'll still have to sort of satiate I don't think he would alienate his audience by going too far in any direction, really.
It'll be like the same like reheated like Blue Nile thing that we've done for like 5 years now. It really goes back to like the 1975, which like I feel like the last Harry Styles record had like a lot of 1975 in it. Like the best moments honestly sounded like fake 1975 songs.
Period.
And like I don't know if he's going to continue in that direction, because like we have so many fake 1975 bands now that it's like almost like too much to keep track of. But I don't know, like Harry Styles is a very popular guy. Like those, like when you're that popular, I feel like you're 3 or 4 years behind on like everything. So maybe he's just
that might work in his favor.
Yeah,
being behind,
no,
you know what you're right.
Yeah, I mean, you don't when you're headlining arena tours, you don't want to be first or too early to things. You want Tulsa, Oklahoma to understand what you're talking about, not only Silver Lake and Brooklyn.
But Larry, you're right. I mean, it's like I also think he could do no wrong, kind of. Like if it was absolutely
he's too charismatic to fail at anything.
If it was a total travesty in every way, he would still sell out every show and it would still be number, which I think is I would say more challenging to an artist than a lot of hurdles. Like knowing sort of deep down that your fans are so rabid that it doesn't matter what you do, they'll probably follow you into the fire. Could be crippling, I think.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like his whole thing, like, I don't know, I thought the press tour behind the last record was interesting because, like, he kind of has this, like, wounded fawn approach to being famous now that, like, I think is, like, very, like, I think it's very appealing to people. Like, they're like, oh, like, this guy, like, kind of survived, like...
It's appealing to me, Larry. I'm hard right now.
This guy survived fucking his way through Hollywood.
Yeah, Larry, you don't want to see below this table. I'll tell you what, it's working. It's working.
Did you guys see Don't Worry, Darling?
Do we see what? No. Oh, the movie. I heard. I did not see that. I heard maybe it wasn't great. I didn't read your Letterboxd review.
I saw it on an airplane maybe twice, and I mean, I don't know if we can call that a movie, but it was a video.
Yeah, it's like, it's not good. But like, there's like,
no, I mean, I'm not even saying it was bad, but I watched it front to back with undivided attention on an airplane, and I was like, this was a collection of video images with music and a title sequence.
There's that bit in the third act where they dress him up like an incel, and it's really funny. And like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, it's like, and like, it's kind of like self-effacing to like have a guy like him like go through that.
Yeah, true.
Like
Larry, you felt seen. You finally were like, you know what, Harry Styles and we finally have something in common.
Yeah.
I was so sick of this guy. You're like, I don't like sequins, whatever, I can live with that. But this is a little too much. This is too close.
Yeah, no, that's real. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I feel like he's more interesting as a person than as a musician to me. And like the most interesting thing about him as a person is that like he seems to be like playing it like extremely safe in terms of like being a public figure. Like even like him like winning the Grammy over Beyonce, there was like this kind of like you could play the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme like over that moment.
Well, he deserved that. I mean, come on now. Let's be honest.
Sure. I mean, it's so much like anybody deserves a Grammy. I guess.
Well, what happened exactly with that for those of us who don't recall? Was he very like I don't deserve this type of energy?
No, he wasn't.
He
didn't go. What was the guy the guy who beat Kendrick?
Macklemore.
Yeah, he didn't go Macklemore. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. But I think it's like when you're that famous and you're beating another person who's maybe the only person who's even more famous than you.
Yep.
You have to be a little bit. You can't. It will be if you were gloating, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah,
you can't win. Like literally and figuratively. You know?
No, that's a really good point. Yeah.
Well, sorry, I forgot about Macklemore until right that second.
I'm
sorry to bring that.
Macklemore's cool now.
Is that true?
I mean, I feel like people are cool with Macklemore because he's been very politically outspoken.
Dude, if
all
all you gotta
right
do,
way.
Macklemore punished society for multiple years, and all he has to do is be like, I'm liberal.
Well, because he he dressed up like all the photos of him wearing like the Hasidic costume.
Yeah.
I think now that we're in such an anti-Zionist world, they're like, damn, Macklemore is fucking based.
Oh wow, I'm not keeping. I guess you guys follow him on Instagram. I need to start. I'm missing out on the action. It sounds like I didn't know it was that good.
No.
The amount of deep listening I do means that I still check for Macklemore records, and like, there's always like one or two songs in every Macklemore record where I'm like, I think you came close to like making a good song here, but like, he's like impossibly earnest. Like, it's like I can't
That's
fault
the
him for
least
being
swag.
who he is.
You can't be an earnest rapper.
No.
Those things don't work. Like, look what happened to Chance the Rapper when he talked about divorce. Like, no one. And it was like, bro,
you get in the way of your own success by being too earnest as a rapper.
I mean, was that Chance's problem? Was that he was
Even if
too
you're
earnest? I felt like his problem was that he was kind of like feeling the new Kanye thing a little too hard.
Well, the problem was that he sucked. But I'm saying that there's an album. There's an album that came out where it was like he got destroyed. Like not the most recent.
I think it was like a divorce album.
Yeah, it was. He got
like
divorced, but it was like I love my. It was a whole thing.
The Big Day.
He did like a simping album.
I'm sad that I know about it.
The Big Day was his marriage album, and it was really rough. And it had like Death Cab for Cutie did a guest spot on it, which is like that's never a good sign.
I got Ben Gibbard in the booth.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like if Ben Gibbard singing a hook, it wasn't just like a Death Cab sample. Like it was rough. I remember listening to it being like, what the fuck is this?
Ben Gibbard was like, all right, look, I just ran 150 miles, but I'll come do it for you. Chance, I'll do it for you. I'll do it, bro. Let me just ice my legs.
He won't make that mistake twice.
He will not make that mistake
probably
twice.
not.
Do you have any, Larry, Grammy predictions? Are we going to be surprised by anything that happens in a couple of weeks?
Man, I don't even know who's nominated.
Same.
I got to pull this up right now.
This is your job, Larry.
I would dispute that. I don't know if people who are checking for me care about the Grammys at this point, but I'll accept it.
I'll give you credit, Larry. You're not a poptimist like the evil New York Times. You know, you really you're in the trenches. I subscribe to your newsletter. I see what you're talking about. I'm learning about music from you, and I think that is a real service. But you're not dissecting Sabrina Carpenter at a sort of intellectual level like some are.
What if the Grammys introduced new categories like the Golden Globes did with podcasting, etc.? You know,
like Biggest Glaze.
People just don't care about like what a bunch of old executives think is the best metal album, and it's always like, you know, like an Ozzy Osbourne reissue or like, you know, an Aerosmith album that we never knew existed always wins.
I mean, like, I love asking people when I talk to people who have won Grammys, I love asking them like how it actually feels like going to the Grammys, because they're always like, it sucks. It's
everyone hates it.
Yeah.
But like that's also kind of like what going to any award show is like you know. Like,
but they would all go,
Larry.
That you get invited.
That's what going to anything is like. 99% of things I go
to.
Yeah, no,
that's
suck.
real. Yeah, it's extremely real.
But if I get to put on a tuxedo and see some hotties, there's worse things out there.
Yeah, people just go to the Grammys for the photo of them in their cool clothing for social media now. It has nothing to do with enjoying the actual show.
I'm looking at the nominees. I see Anxiety is nominated for Record of the Year. That's like one of the worst songs ever made. Like I'm honestly like kind of surprised.
What is Anxiety?
The Doechii song.
Oh.
Yeah,
I like Doechii, but
Doechii's great in general. But that was like,
I don't like Doechii.
Oh yeah, well, what's your beef with Doechii?
She's like kind of Benson Booney.
Oh wow!
It's like it's more like theatrical performance, and it's about.
I think that's true. I mean, I think that's true.
And it's also similar to like when Beyonce was releasing really fast music that you couldn't dance to. Like it was like, damn, this music is so good, but it's just like pump up music. But if it came on in the club, how do you dance to Doechii? You just don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm a club kid, so it's kind of different.
I think that the problem with what happened with Doechii's career, because like, and she's still doing good. Obviously, she's nominated a bunch of Grammys, but like. And Geese are kind of experiencing this too, honestly. Like with Chappell Roan, when Chappell Roan like blew up all of a sudden, and everyone was like, "Oh, like you're seeing like these like mass events of everybody doing the Hot to Go dance at Lollapalooza or whatever. Like,
H-O-T-T, hot
Don't,
to
Chris.
go. That was me. I was out
You were
there.
there.
I was
You
in
were in
the,
the
I was in
trenches.
the fucking.
Chris was in the pit. I was controlling the drone of that epic
I was in the
footage.
trenches with the they thems. Don't get it twisted. I was out there.
what she did that was really smart off of that was she was like, all right, I'm not going to put out like a record for like 4 years now. So I hope you all are fine with this. Whereas I feel like Doechii, off of like having very similar out of nowhere success, where suddenly like everybody was like, this is amazing about a record that had been out for 9 months. Then like, people, there was like, I guess like from what my understanding was of anxiety, there was like, people were like, oh, this is like a SoundCloud Lucy. We'd love to see this as a single. And like, she put it out as a single. She made a video for it. The video's awful. The song's bad. And it became like her biggest hit. And it's kind of this like albatross where it's like, yeah, like now you have this terrible, also like the Goche song, like that song fucking rules. Like Goche is good. Like, he's a very talented songwriter. That one record was fire. So like, you have this song kind of ruining the legacy of the Goche song and kind of like, stalling her career, even though she's doing really well. It's a very like 2020s issue for like a pop star to have, honestly.
Okay. Well, as long as Kendrick Lamar doesn't win anything, I'm going to be happy. So that's kind of what we're praying.
I think he may take a couple, Chris.
Last year was his year, right?
I think Clips is going to win, and they might win with him, or they might win on their own.
Yeah.
They'd probably like to give, but will Kendrick show up for a feature? Probably not.
Maybe he likes the awards. I feel like he likes going to those.
Well, that's all. I mean, yeah, he's got such a great personality. I love when it shines through at award shows.
It would be sick if Bieber won and he wasn't there. I think that's like the best case scenario for the Grammys this year.
I kind of agree. I wonder who's going to perform. Well, look, we'll find out soon on CBS
Yeah.
or wherever it is. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, it's crazy how I'm more knowledgeable and invested in the music world more so than film and television, and the Grammys is the most boring, least enjoyed show because it is personality based, and you're just watching it to see what people wear and what people say. And musicians wear and say bad things.
But that's every award show at this point.
No, it's not.
Yes,
because
it is.
The Grammys, the Golden Globes, the Emmys, these are people who talk professionally and look hot professionally for a living. Not Bruno. Bruno Mars is going to wear a dumb outfit and say something dumb when he wins the award.
Oh, I agree with you. But if you think actors are smarter than musicians or more well-spoken, I don't know if I can go there.
I didn't say smarter.
Yeah.
I didn't say smarter.
Honestly,
I don't know. I don't know if a guy on Heated Rivalry is going to blow my mind with his acceptance speech more than Bruno Mars.
I think it will.
No, I think
I think it will be better.
I think all the award shows are the same, and that's why they're all suffering.
Are you guys here? Are you guys here for the Bruno Mars comeback? 2026.
No, fuck no.
Never.
Every song he makes sounds the exact same. It's insane that it works.
I've never liked Bruno Mars.
Oh, really? All right.
It's coworker wedding music.
I like that he does cocaine and has a gambling problem. That's the coolest thing about him.
Those are pretty dope facts about him. I think that has like
he's probably had somebody killed, so that's cool.
The alleged gambling stuff I think it adds to the allure of him. Like I feel like he did like his early career like really rough, like a lot of like really bad early 20 times garbage. And I feel like he like kind of embraced this like Greatest Showman-esque like persona where at first you're like, this is really corny, I don't like this. And then it's like, oh wait, this is what this guy is gonna be doing for like 30 years.
Yeah, he's like he's like an Elvis impersonator. Like that's who he is. Like that's for real.
He's a very good Elvis impersonator. And people come out for impersonators, man. Like people show up for it.
I can't wait to see the ticket sales reports, not to be a narc, but I'm very interested to see if after that long it can really work the same way.
He will sell out every single ticket of his tour, and it's going to be all nurses, and they're all going to be loving it.
Well, the Bruno Mars Lady Gaga song was funny to me because it felt like it's like the way Lady Gaga does like kind of like the fake elder abuse thing with like Tony Bennett and like Liza Minnelli. It felt like Bruno Mars is kind of doing that with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, it all comes circular. Larry, before we let you go, what's your Geese verdict? Just while we have you and as a Brooklyn resident.
Oh
wait, how about this, Larry? If you have to give Geese overall as a phenomenon a Pitchfork score, what would it be?
As a phenomenon?
Yeah, not their album, but just Geese.
I think phenomenon factors in all of the
Sure.
all of the factors.
I mean, like, I feel like as a phenomenon, I hit it with like a low 8 best new music.
Okay, all right. I think that's a fair. Judge of it. I think it's a fair judge.
It's
of it.
nice to see unbridled enthusiasm for bands. Like, I know you guys had Rowdy Bottom on the podcast. I had him on the newsletter, and one of the first things he said when we talked, he was like, man, I like fucking love Geese so much. And I was like, I was like taken aback. He brought it up just out of nowhere. I asked him what his favorite authors were.
And you're like, but you're cool. What's going on here, Roddy?
But like, I don't know, it's like one of those things where it's like when Geese started like doing their Ascent thing, when people started to get really hyped up about it, and bring it full circle. I remember I was driving around during alternate side parking, and I was like thinking about this, and I was like, I wonder if we're gonna get to a point here where you're gonna have like every single aging like cool rock guy come out and be like, Geese gets the Obama's favorite songs list stamp of approval. And it's happening. Like I feel like you can like set your watch to Paul McCartney endorsing Geese before the end of the year. It's gonna happen.
Look, yeah, I think the enthusiasm, I will agree with you, is both like refreshing,
and
nice. Like you guys chill out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I think everybody should chill out about everything. So I'm the wrong guy to talk to.
I agree with that.
Okay, if you could have for Harry Styles' upcoming pandemic coded tour, who's the ideal opening act for you if you have to go see him?
God, I just don't like thinking ever want to go.
The Rapture.
The Rapture. That's not even a real band anymore, man. That's Luke with like some guy and his son.
Is it did you interview him and he's a therapist now, right?
He's a life coach.
Bro, fuck out of here. You can't be a life coach when your band fizzled. I need success.
I mean, one of the guys in the band put out like a statement after he like started the new band, and they were like, Maddie being a life coach is like the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And honestly, like I hate to say this, but like after having talked to him for an hour, I also think it's pretty funny. Like I'm not sure. It's like like the you guys watch Peep Show? No.
I'm familiar with it, Chris. Not so much.
All right, so there's like one of the characters in Peep Show becomes a life coach because you don't have to get accreditation on like becoming a therapist. And like, so of course when I interviewed Maddie, like one of the first things I asked him when he brought up the life coach thing, I was like, so what's the accreditation like for this? Because I knew he was going to be like, I didn't want to do 3 years of school, so I cut my corners.
And he's like, when you say accreditation, what do you mean by that?
That's
exactly?
Really funny.
He was refreshingly honest. He was like, hey, look, I didn't want to, like, I'm too dumb for, he literally said to me, I'm too dumb for school. So I just, printed myself a life coach certificate or whatever. And I was like, honestly, straightforwardness is prized, man. Let's go.
I appreciate the honesty. All right, Larry, thank you for joining us today on How Long Gone. Where can people could find you on Twitter, and they can subscribe? The link is in your bio.
Yeah, hell yeah. Last Donut of the Night. It's right in my bio.
Great. All right. Thanks, Larry. It was a pleasure. And we're going to record some ads, but we'll talk to you soon.
We'll see you on Blue Sky, bro.
Bye-bye.
All right, bro. Have a good one, man. Later.
Take care.